Hey guys, this is Gloria. I am back because I had a few questions on the tutorial video that I did when I created this mask right here. I also want to come on and tell you how I kind of altered it, or in the process of altering it a little bit, so that you guys could utilize less of the elastic as possible, because I heard that there is a shortage of elastic. So the one that I created at first, which which was, it wasn't this one, it was my other mask, and I think that that one is not down here right now. But um I was saying, you take the elastic up through here, all the way around and back down, and then you would sew the edge of the elastic, which is what I did right here, and then you would feed it back through your mask so that you'll hide that part that you either sew or tied in a knot, right? But it utilizes a lot of elastic, as you can see right here. Well, the face mask that are like this, they only have elastic on the ears. And I know that some people say that that irritates them, but if you make it long enough, it should fit okay and it shouldn't irritate. And it's a way to utilize less elastic on your face mask so that you can have, create more face mask and use, your elastic on the other face mask. The other thing that you could do instead of putting the elastic through is just simply getting some of your trim. Us crafters, we own a lot of this trim that we get from Hobby Lobby, Michael's, Joann, wherever. And you can always use these. And what you would do is you would just put a safety pin on the end of the trim. So say, for instance, if I was going to feed this trim through my mask, you could try to just fold it and try to fish it through, but it's going to be really, really difficult to get it through your mask. So what you would do is you would take a safety pin and put the safety pin on the end of the ribbon, and you could fish that through your mask. Also, if it's easier for you to do, you could just fold over the edge of your ribbon and just sew it down to the edge of your mask, just like that. And then that way you'll utilize less of your ribbon trim to make your ties, and then the person would just have to tie that around their head and around their neck and just tie that in a bow. So that works well as well. You can also make your own ties by creating somewhat like a ribbon by folding your material in on itself and creating a ribbon type of tie that you could tie around the face mask. But what I did here is I took the loops off of this particular mask right here. Now this mask is, I believe this is like a non-surgical mask, and it has like a metal piece right here. And so if I were going to insert this into this mask cover, I would just, go in from the side, because remember we have that pocket right there. I would just go in from the side, and if it had the other loop on the other side, I would be able to pull it from the other side using the loop. But in this case, I've cut off the loop already. But you can just take your hand to the inside of this and, make sure that it is straight going, right in the middle, going from one side to the other. And then you want to put your hand in the inside, and you want to grasp hold of that metal piece, and you just want to kind of make sure that that metal piece is all the way up top. And then while I'm holding that, I would be pulling down the other part of this. Now, if you don't have these masks, from what I hear, and I don't know this for sure, and then you would just kind of smooth this out, right? And so now your mask is inside of your mask cover. From what I heard though, you can also use HEPA filter vacuum bags. Someone left that on the comment. I thought that was an excellent idea. You would just probably cut it to fit inside of your mask and put it inside that way. Or I heard some people were using coffee filters. So you could try that as well. Just make sure you go over to the CDC website and check the website out to make sure that you're doing the most, effective thing that you can possibly do in order to protect yourselves. So for this particular mask, what I did again was I took the elastic out, and that way I can use this elastic for many other masks. And then I took this mask because I wouldn't be using these parts, these straps. And what I did was I just cut that edge off. So let me just grab my scissors really quick. And so what I did was, this is being held on right at the edge. So what I did was, if you can see that, I just cut this mask right along the edge. And you don't even have to cut it that much if you don't want to, because all you need is, if you can see that, all you need is that part off. And I did leave a bit of the material from the mask on there because I found it easier to sew that down to my mask edges. So just cut your little pieces off. You may want to trim it down just a little bit, because you just need a little bit just to sew on to your mask. And so then you have these two little pieces right here. And all you're going to do is on the inside of your mask cover, you're just going to take those two little pieces that you cut. And, it doesn't matter. You can do it this way or you can do it that way. Whichever way you want to do it. I found it easier to do it this way, I think. And then you're just going to take it over to your sewing machine and you're going to sew these two edges down flat so that you now have ear loops instead of having the elastic go all the way around the head and using more elastic than, what you may need to use. So I'll be right back as soon as I sew these edges down, and I'll share with you guys what the mask looks like. Okay, guys, I am back, and I wanted to share with you guys now how the mask looked. At first, it did have the elastic running all the way through it, and now it just has the ear loops that I actually took off of the other part of the mask. Now, I can still use this part of the mask, and like I said, all you're going to do is you're going to feed it in, and you're going to make sure that it's spread out the way it needs to spread out right inside of your mask cover, and it's going to look just like this on the inside, and then that way you have your mask inside of your mask cover. I hope that was helpful to someone. If you guys are running out of elastic and can't figure out what to do. I've also heard that you can use shoelaces, which is a great idea as well. So anything that you can make a tie out of, you can use to do your covers with. I also heard the CDC is, saying that all Americans should possibly wear face masks, even our kids. So if you can make them smaller for the kids, then that would be great. Just make sure that they're able to breathe through the face mask. They shouldn't be, like the elastic, shouldn't be super tight where they can't breathe through, as well as if it's irritating their ears or whatever. But this should work fine because it is the elastic that comes off of the mask, and it's very flexible. It's not like super stiff. And so I'll probably be making my next mask the same way, but with ear loops instead of going all the way around the head. So I hope that's helpful, and I will talk to you guys very soon. As always, if you guys have any questions or comments, just leave them down below and I'll get back with you as soon as I possibly can. Take care, guys. Bye.